Hi, welcome to Personal Finance and Coffee Podcast. I'm your host Gabriella, and on this podcast we talk all about finances. We talk about saving money, investing, getting out of this rat race, paycheck to paycheck. And welcome to this podcast. I encourage you to listen and take action because at the end of the day, you are the CEO of your money. Enjoy the podcast. Welcome. This is episode 8 of the Personal Finance and Coffee Podcast. Today we are going to be discussing the role of luck in financial success and the reason why it's important to acknowledge that luck actually plays a role, not a small but a huge role in financial success of everyone. Now, the way Google defines luck is that this could be success or failure that apparently is brought up by chance rather than through one's own action. So luck could be good luck or bad luck. And when you talk about good luck, there are very many examples. I can't even list all of them. I'm just going to list a few that that maybe I can think of. The reason why I wanted us to talk about luck is because sometimes we use the fact that other people have good luck and they're doing well financially to justify the reason why we don't take action to work towards financial betterment, to make more money, to manage the money we have well, to start businesses. We justify saying that other people who have made it because they are lucky. So why should I put in the work if they are already in a better position? So that is why I felt this episode is important, because we can all agree that luck has a role to play. But as we go further into the podcast, we're going to see that even when everybody has luck in different ways and in different forms, and we're also going to discuss why it's important to acknowledge that luck has a role to play, because there are also those people who are like, there's nothing like luck. You put in the work hard, learn, improve, put in all the effort. It's all on you. If a person hasn't made it, it's because they're not trying hard enough. There are also those people who don't believe that financial success is influenced by luck. So we're also going to discuss why it's important to acknowledge that luck has a role to play. So the first thing we're going to look at is examples of good luck and bad luck. The ones I can think of top of head. When you think of good luck, we have in our country we have those people who have the advantage of connections. They have their gamba nog. That is luck. They have, maybe they studied with a person and their OB or their OG is now in a good position and they're able to have that connection. That is luck. There are also those who are lucky. The other form of good luck is receiving an inheritance. It's passed on to you. And then there are those who are lucky to have a government job where they're in a position to get kickback, to get, this is where the corruption and everything happens. And you find that this person is traveling everywhere, getting their kids abroad because of the position that they have. There are those, I don't know whether it's good luck, but it is luck nonetheless. Then there are those who are born into a well-off family. That is also luck. There are those who are generally born in a better country. It is what it is. Countries also, there are those who have more, there are countries that have more opportunities. So even where we are born has luck in it. Then there's also the flip side of it, where there is, you could say, bad luck. I put that in quotes. But you could have a medical challenge, like a huge medical challenge, and that comes with bills. that cannot be foregone. That cannot be, it takes a lot financially. You could also have death of a family, the provider of the family, when you're young. So that affects the education, it affects the exposure, it creates, it has the possibility of creating financial challenges from in the upbringing. And then there's also another form of bad luck where you could just have an accident and have a disability. There are so many ways this could happen, but I'm just giving a few examples so that we have a feel of luck and what we're going to talk about. Now that we have the general idea of good luck and bad luck, why is it important to acknowledge that luck actually plays a huge role? Because there are so many factors that we cannot foresee that happen in our lives. And sometimes people say it's random, it's chance. For example, you start your business and then somehow there are those who apply for grants, and then they get a grant and then it boosts their business. And then there are different forms of luck that happen, and we need to acknowledge this luck. The reason why it's important is because we have this myth of the self-made millionaire. It's in books, it's can be movies, and it's all over the place, like self-made millionaire or self-made, success. And this myth is harmful because it creates the illusion that a person is solely responsible for their success. And like solely responsible, no, this does meaning that there are no outside influences that are beyond their control. Factors like timing. For example, let me give an example of Rocket Health. Rocket Health was there when we started this COVID situation that we are in. It got a major boost because now Rocket Health was offering a service of taking medical services to people's homes in their comfort, which was essential in times of COVID when people couldn't move. Now, they had already set up the systems, they had already started their business before COVID. So when like Rocket Health now is doing much better as a result of the timing. We are not overlooking the fact that they put in the hard work. We are not overlooking the fact that they actually invested money, they did their research, they have a good team. That is all important. And the boost that they got of having the timing right is beyond their control and should not be overlooked as well. When we think of financial success, we usually attribute it to hard work, talent, and intelligence. They say work hard, have talent, be intelligent. And yet the truth is that luck also plays a role in this. Please quote me right. I'm not saying that don't work hard. I'm not saying that, all this is just sit down and wait for luck to happen to you. No, that is not what I'm saying. It is through having the skill, it is through having the talent, which you attain by working hard and putting in the hours, that you're able to make the most of the luck that comes your way. Now, let's give an example. COVID would still have happened, but if they had not set up those structures, probably Rocket Health would not have got that boost. It would not have found them ready. So this goes hand in hand. This goes hand in hand. There's this saying that goes, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. So you prepare, you sit, and when the luck comes, you're able to have that boost. So when we acknowledge that luck has an influence, it's believing that a person is a self-made millionaire or a self-made success is harmful if you overlook the element of luck, because it puts pressure on the individual. It puts pressure on the individual, like that feeling of is something wrong with me? I feel like I'm doing my best. Am I doing that? It's that limiting belief when you actually lose morale. You're like, I'm doing it all, but it's not working. It's working for other people, but it's not working for me. When we believe that people are self-made millionaires and we do not acknowledge that there is luck that has given them a boost, along with all the other things, all the other hard work they've put in, we put ourselves under so much pressure, and it doesn't help at times when there are factors that are beyond our control. Another disadvantage of not recognizing that luck has a role to play. For those who have made it, for those who are the millionaires and they're a success, if they don't appreciate that they are where they are, partly due to luck in certain aspects, they will have a sense of superiority, and they will not have empathy or understanding for those who have not been as fortunate as they are. This is where you have people who have a high level of ego, like they feel like they have made it all by themselves. And so you find those who are like, they really have no empathy for other people. That is another major reason why appreciating that luck has a role to play. It's it makes it possible to have more humility and gratitude and empathy for other people as well. And another reason why it's important to acknowledge luck is that it inspires people to take advantage of opportunities when they come up. Because when you know that we all have luck that comes our way at any one point in time, it will come in different forms. Your luck might come in the form of a, a job opening. Your luck might, and that job opening will probably find you ready to work, or with the mindset of, when I have my job, it will create an opening for me to network. And getting that job is the luck opportunity, because probably you've been at a function, and then you've met a family member or whatever, or you've applied for a job in the papers, and you've got it without having someone on the inside, like through the right channels. You could also have that luck. Or you can have your business and you bid for a project and you get it through the right channels. Now this this could be in the form of educating yourself. This could be in the form of putting yourself out, like when you have engagements, not to be too much of an introvert, to try and have a networking opportunity. When you have a networking opportunity, talk to people, get to know other people, and then do the work. If you have a job, do the best you can at your job. Don't just be there and do half. If you have a task, execute it, because it is through the work that you're doing now that another opening could open. So be prepared. That is the first thing I'm trying to do. The second thing that I'm trying to do is being flexible, because when luck knocks on your door, it won't come the way you're expecting it to. You may not even recognize that this is luck, but to be flexible and not fixed on a specific outcome of, like, this is what I want and this is the only way. For example, right now, one of the major things on my mind is owning a home, leaving the renting world. And in my mind, I know, okay, I'll buy land, build a house, but I'm trying not to be too fixed on the outcome, because you never know how luck will present itself. And maybe I will be there and someone will say that, I don't know, someone has an apartment, for example, that they're trying to sell off, and it comes in and it has a very good price, better than buying a plot of land and building. And maybe it's an opportunity that I can take advantage of if I'm not too fixed on buying that plot. So just to be flexible, this is just an example. To be flexible so that when we notice that there is an opportunity that is right in front of us, we should not let it go because we are too fixed on how we want certain things to go. So that's the second thing, to be flexible. And then the third that I'm really trying to apply is not to judge others, in the sense that because we all have different luck, being in a place of judgment, in terms of saying that, judgment can be two-way. It could be judging the person who has achieved success, and it could be also in the place of judging the person who, according to you, has not made it. Now, not judging other people, because you can say, judging really happens. People do a lot of talking, and it doesn't help. It does not help you on your journey. It does not help the other person. It has no benefit. And knowing that someone else's luck is not my luck, and being okay with it, gives me a level of peace, and knowing that this financial journey that I'm on is personal. So, not being too quick to judge, in the light of knowing that luck has a role to play, is another third practice that I'm trying to apply. And the fourth and most important is to always be grateful. To be grateful for the luck that I've had, to be grateful for the luck that other people around me are having, to just have a sense of gratitude. Because wherever you are and the life experiences that you've had, if you take a moment to be grateful that you are where you are because of, one, your hard work, because of your intelligence, and also because of luck that has found you ready and made it possible. To be grateful. So I really do hope that this podcast gives you a different perspective of what luck is, and giving you the chance to maybe think about applying these 4 ways of how to handle luck. Let me briefly go through them. 1, to be prepared. 2, be flexible. And 3, don't judge other people, especially being quick to judge before you even know the whole story. 4, always be grateful for yourself and for others. Those are my thoughts on luck. It's a recent point of view that I'm taking on, and a journey. And while I was preparing for this podcast, it made me realize that there are aspects that I can really not overlook in this journey that I'm taking. I'm going to give one example as we end this podcast. And for me, the lack of being able to settle down and have a family and children at a young age has really been a key role in shaping how I think about life, and how I think about finances, and looking at it from a long-term perspective. Because if I did not have the pressures that I have today, and this thought of the children are going to grow, the pressures that I'm experiencing right now, if I did not have them, for sure I would not be thinking about life as I am right now. I would not be where I am today. This whole pressure that I have. And it's very easy for one to look at it as, one can choose to look at it as bad luck. One can choose to look at it as good luck, depending on the point of view. But personally, I really do look at this as good luck, and it's one thing that I'm grateful for. So I encourage you to think about that one aspect or more in your life that you are grateful for, and to recognize that it has been luck as well that has had a role to play in it, and to be grateful for it. And also, going forward, just be prepared, do your part, and trust that there are other factors out of your control that will give you a boost as long as you are ready. Thanks for listening to the end of this podcast. I hope you found value. I hope you took actionable points, and I encourage you to do something. Even though it seems little to you, just do something today after you listen to this, because the longer it takes, the less likely you are to take action. If you found value in this podcast, please subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss upcoming episodes, and share with your loved ones. Have a nice day.